Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Transformation Series. No fancy intro. Today we're just going to jump straight on into anything. But before we get there, hello, my name is Ian. Welcome, like I said, into the Transformation Series. This is a daily log where I'm updating you on my weight, weigh-ins, all the numbers there, what I'm eating, what I'm exercising, all of that all built into one. Today is a combo day. It is a weigh-in, and it is also our push day at the gym, as well as whatever else went on throughout the day. So I'm not going to talk too much, but before I get into the weigh-in, I just want to thank you so much for the recent support on all the videos. The comments and the interactions have been really great. The comments, as always, people doing their own journeys and blessing me with good words on my journey is always amazing, so thank you so much for that. But without further ado, I'm not going to yap too much. I'm going to send it over to Past Me from this morning to talk about my weigh-in and talk about the numbers a little bit. Then I'm going to send it back over here where I can dive a little more in depth on what all the numbers look like and how we're feeling there. So without further ado, Past Ian, take it away. Alrighty, we just did our weekly weigh-in for week 13, so we are just over 3 months into this journey and just stepped on the scale for yet again another week and did our measurements, but we are sitting at 291.8, so yet the third week in a row where we are dropping a consistent 3 pounds a week, which is very good on the numbers end for us, and really happy with those results as always. Before we get into the measurements, just do a little physique check, see how we're looking. Honestly, I feel the weight coming off and I feel the differences, but not as much as I did at the beginning. I can't say I feel so much skinnier this time. It's I feel like the weight is coming off of a lot of different places at the same time. The fat is being lost in different ways, and I think that's definitely a test to on the measurements, because our measurements are honestly pretty much the same. We only lost about half an inch on the chest, which is nothing crazy, obviously, between a week, but that's pretty much all the difference I've seen today when doing our measurements, which means most likely we're losing fat in a bunch of different areas. I think one of them is my shoulders. Right now, I feel like I'm definitely seeing more definition on my shoulders. I feel like I'm losing some of the fat there. I think on the lower parts of my thighs, we're seeing some difference and stuff like that, but not like the main thigh where I measure. So we're progressively losing that weight and really happy with all the results. Just to run down on the measurements, and as a reminder, that is 45.5 inches on the chest, 51 inches on stomach, 15 inches on both biceps, and 28.5 inches on the thighs. So that's where our measurements and our weight is sitting. I'm going to send it over to me in the future to talk a little more in depth on these changes and on everything as a whole in this entire journey. So thank you so much for joining me with the weigh-in, and I'll send it over to future me. Thank you, Past Ian, for going over the weigh-in, going over the numbers. I'm going to do a little bit of a deeper dive into those right now. Nothing too crazy, but just a little bit to give some more thoughts on them individually. Rather than just as one whole group of numbers. So starting off with the weight in general, 291.8 we are to, which is a very good number for me. I don't remember the last time I've been about this weight. It's obviously been a long time. It's been probably 6+ months at this point. Honestly, probably a lot more than that now that we're thinking about it. We're down 44.8 pounds. We'll just call it 45 pounds. So nearing in on that big 50, which will be halfway through our journey in just a little over 3 months. I'd expect to hit that within the next 2 weeks. Based on the numbers we've been losing recently, it might be a week and a half. But obviously we're weighing in every week, so we'll just see what side of that comes to. In total, we are down 5.9 BMI, which is a really good number to hit, and then also down over 9% body fat, actually just exactly 9% body fat, down to 38.3%. We were at 47.3 when we started off, which is insane. Almost 50% of my body was fat. Now we're down to just a bit over 35%, which is really good to see. Granted, we still got to lose probably another 20% on that body fat, but we still have plenty of weight, time to go, plenty of weight to lose, plenty of fat to get rid of, to get that number down looking nice and nice. Going over our fat-free body weight, 180 pounds. Basically, that's what we'd be if we were 0% body fat. Obviously, we're not getting anywhere near that. Muscle mass is 171 pounds, so my rough estimates, and I've been having some conversations with some friends about it, is I can see myself being, I don't know, 200 to 210 at my thinnest. I think is where I'll be aiming. Granted, that is still very far away. That's almost another 100 pounds from now. But I feel like that's the thinnest I'd ever be. I don't know what exactly that body fat percentage would be at that point. Actually, that's, if I'm at 200 pounds, that's probably like, I don't know, 10%, 11% body fat. Not great. So yeah, probably around 210 is where we'd be sitting at. Obviously, getting to that low body fat percentage is extremely tough, but that'll be a really fun time to hit that. Hopefully by the end of the year, if we can get that low, that'd be insane. But yeah, not too many other numbers to go off of here and on all that. So yeah, going over to the measurements now. I got to pull that up real quick on my phone because I have them written down. We really didn't lose much in terms of measurements. The way I keep looking at it is comparing the numbers to week 1 we started doing these, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 weeks. So roughly on week 5, week 5 or 6, we started with measurements, and that started at a higher number, and we've seen decreases in pretty much all, well, obviously we've seen decreases in all of those, some more than others, but we are down to chest is 46 inches, stomach is 51, each bicep is around 15, thighs are 28.5. So pretty much the same numbers we had last week, a little bit lost, and I think it was the chest. I just put the phone down so I can't see it off the bat, but yeah, overall, getting those numbers low. I think I'm losing the body fat on most of my body rather than just like one spot primarily. There's just so much fat that you're going to lose it in a lot of places. I can definitely feel my face being a little skinnier for sure. Obviously, it's not something we're measuring. I think my shoulders are losing their fat a good amount too, because I feel like I'm seeing more definition there, and then on the lower parts of my legs as well. So progressively, obviously, like with my biceps and everything, I'm not growing too much muscle in a calorie deficit like this. I'm maintaining my muscle mass, so I'm not going to be seeing increases in that, especially with, like, I'll see a little muscle increase and then the fat underneath will be decreasing, so there's a little leniency to those as well. Some places are getting bigger muscularly, and some places are getting small, and the same places are getting smaller in terms of fat as well. But I think that's going to wrap it up for our weigh-in portion of this video, talking over the numbers and what those are all looking like. Very happy with the progress so far, and we got to dig deep into this next month because it's getting crazy, and we're just going to have to make our way through it. So moving on to today and what that all looked like. My sleep schedule right now, it's really funky. It's not a bad, okay, it's a bad sleep schedule, but it makes sense for me. I'm just working on adjusting to it. I'm going to bed pretty much every night around 3 to 4 is where I'm seeing it. Even some days as late as 5, which isn't great, but the numbers kind of make sense when you think about it in terms of what I'm doing with my time. So I'm waking up around 11 to noon every day, and then, or at least the last couple days, and then I'm going into work or the gym right away if I get up on the earlier end of that, and then doing that until, like today, work got out at around 10:30. I got home around 11, and then I do a little relaxing, getting dinner in, and then I stream for hours into the morning. Obviously, some go a little longer than others. I obviously don't want to be going this late on every night. I want to get the hours back to cutting off around 2:30 at the latest, because I still have to do my walks after. So like, I just got back from my walk, just changed into this shirt because it was my work shirt for today. It's cold outside, so I was wearing a hoodie, and just hoodie was really clunky and I was a little warm, so that's the reason for that. But got back from our walks. It is currently 3:30. I'm gonna go to bed right after this, so I gotta read then go to bed to fulfill my 75 hard for the day, and that is where we're gonna end up there. So that's what the sleep schedule is looking like and my thoughts behind that. Still have some adjusting to do, but not too mad about it. So woke up today around 11 and got into the gym pretty early today. I got into the gym around 12 after getting some food in me. I had some eggs and protein pancakes, a good old simple morning breakfast, high in protein, and then went over to the gym for our push day today. I'll go over that in just a second. After push day, went into work, was at work until 10:30. Got home, ate dinner, and then streamed. For dinner, it was I got some carb-balanced tortillas, made some protein-based burritos, a little bit of cheese, some spinach, and some ground beef, grilled veggies, cottage cheese, stuff like that, just to make a really tight, high-protein burrito with a little bit of hot sauce, mustard, light mayo for some flavoring in there as well. and then a couple blueberries on the side. I still have kiwis and bananas from the grocery store, but they're still not ripe. I bought them super ripe. Like those kiwis are basically rocks still, so I need to let those go a little bit. So that was our dinner for the day. But moving on to the gym and the workout and what that all looked like, push day for me is pretty much the same at this point. I have the cycle of workouts that I'm really enjoying and that I really like doing. Starting off is always going to be on the pec deck, hitting those between 100 and 130 pounds depending on the day. Today was about in the middle at the 115 mark, and repping out 5 sets of 10 on that is just a good warm-up to get that full stretch in as always. And then moving over to a incline dumbbell chest press, which I've been increasing my weight progressively. We are up to 45 pounds. I think that's where I'm going to stay for a little bit on that. We started out at about like 25 pounds on those. I was really weak initially on the workouts for that, so we were sitting there, and obviously up to 45s now. The last set was hard, but we got through all our reps. Again, 5 sets of 10 as